I'm Pastor George Borghardt, and this is another Higher Things video short. Pastor Borghardt, could you give us a Lutheran understanding on gay marriage and how to defend it? Well, it's a good question. Last week, President Obama came out in favor of same-sex unions, and it sort of is going to require us to take a look at a few things. One, what is the Lutheran view of homosexuality? Two, what is the Lutheran view of marriage? Well, pretty much the first question, Lutheran view of homosexuality, is it's a sin. It's a sin in the Old Testament. It's a sin in the New Testament. In Romans 1, homosexuality is that sin in which when we reject God and we want to go our own way, God gives us over into all sorts of dreadful, unspeakable sins, like men with men and women with women. So basically, when you do what you want to do, God goes, well, you don't want me, you can have this. And this is homosexuality. So it's definitely a sin. It's a sin if you love the other person, and it's a sin if you don't. Now, is it a greater sin than other sins? No. It's just the same as stealing or living with somebody that before you're married, or the idolatry that we do daily and much. Still a sin, though. And just because other things are sin doesn't give you the right to do that sin, especially when you know that it's a sin. Second question is the Lutheran view of marriage. That's really easy too. Genesis 2, Matthew 19, and Ephesians 5. That is a union between man and woman. A man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two become one flesh. What marriage is about in Lutheranism is not really, let's define it or let's get a grasp of it in male and female. That's not even an issue in the scriptures. Marriage shows us a picture of the very communion between Christ and his bride, the church. That's what marriage is all about. We see Christ giving his life up for his bride on the cross, and his bride at the foot of the cross receiving that salvation as a gift. The husband loves his wife in the giving up of his life. He takes a bullet for her and washes her and cleanses her and makes her clean and holy. And she receives that and believes that her sins have been washed away and that she is without spot or wrinkle or any blemish before God. Now, when you discuss this in the civil realm, you have a real problem, because a whole generation of young people, and pretty much all of us sort of have been told that any talk against homosexuality and against same-sex unions is nothing short of, well, homophobic, backwoods, trailer park, backwards evolution, bumper sticker, if it flies, it dies on my truck, and I step out and go, I shoot things, and I love my mama, and them gays are going to hell. And so we're fighting against that, and a world religion that basically puts a halo on President Obama, a rainbow halo. That was the cover of Newsweek. And this is what righteousness is. Righteousness is this all-loving, all-caring about, all-encompassing thing, and how dare you speak against what someone wants to do if it doesn't harm you. And in the civil realm also, when asked the question of, well, don't you want people to have the same rights and equal protection under the law, and don't you want them to have the same tax advantages or disadvantages, or them to be able to pass property from one person to another, and powers of attorney, we would say, oh, no, we have no problems with that. Which means this is really only to be able to be argued by us on a First Amendment basis. Our belief system says that this is wrong. Homosexuality is wrong, and same-sex unions are wrong. We believe that this is sinful, and we would ask, in a postmodern sort of way, that you give us the same respect that you're asking us to give your belief system. Because we believe that the scriptures say that this is wrong. This does not mean that we're going out hating on people or abusing them verbally or picking on them or pointing and laughing or seeking them out to tell them they're going to hell. No, we love people and gently tell them what we believe in a stern sort of way. And we're not going to deny our faith because of what the world says. And ultimately, we should understand that we're going to lose this argument. The reason why we're against this is because of the scriptures. And the world's not going to get any better. The world's not going to submit to what the scriptures say. The world is locked in on what they believe is righteous and something easy to do in their own eyes rather than faith in the Son of God. And so we should expect the same thing that's going on in Canada go on amongst us, where they're discussing whether or not it's a hate crime to say that homosexuality is a sin. It's coming. But for now, it's enough for us to say this is wrong and we don't believe it in a respectful, loving way. And, well, pray for our country and pray for our leaders and pray for those that we know and who are our friends with who want to enter into these unions and live this sort of way. I'm Pastor George Borghardt, and this has been another Higher Things video short.